Hello, my name is Shane Wiles. Welcome back to Let's Talk Sports. I'm here with Alex Martin. How you doing today, Alex?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm great, man. So first up, for our first story, we're going to talk about County and send it to Alex from Mount Vernon.
For Mount Vernon this week, the Marauders girls golf team is faced off against GC and New Pal. Charlie Cole scored 2 quick goals in the first half and never let off the gas until the final whistle. They also beat Yorktown 7-1 on Thursday, a showing of pure dominance. The girls shut out Shelbyville 4-0 Tuesday with 2 goals in both halves, a good bounce back after losing 10-1 to Homestead on Saturday. They also grabbed another win Thursday against Newcastle 9-0. Girls volleyball also won on Tuesday with a dominating 3-0 victory against Southport. And yesterday, boys tennis beat Yorktown 4-1. Tonight, the Marauders football team head off to GC after a 0-2 start to the season. Girls cross country and girls golf play Saturday at 9 a.m. Cross country will be at Marion and golf will be at Connorsville Invitational. Boys tennis also plays Saturday going against Kokomo, looking to continue their streak. And finally, for Saturday, boys soccer will be facing Warren Central at 10 a.m. after a 2-0 record this week. And back to Jaden with New Pal.
So for New Pal, tonight New Pal's going to play their home opener against a conference opponent Yorktown. And they look to keep their momentum going after coming off a huge win against defending 5A state champions Decatur Central 28-6. And the girls golf team will also travel to the Connorsville Invite tomorrow at around 9 a.m. And the volleyball team is coming off a huge 3-0 domino win against Greenfield Central last night. It's going to look to continue their momentum against Indianapolis Lutheran next week. And then the girls cross country team, or girls and boys cross country team, is going to travel to the Marion Invitational tomorrow at around 8 a.m. And then for the rest of New Pal, the girls soccer team is going to play against Shelbyville tomorrow at home around 9 a.m. And now back to Alex for Greenfield Central.
Tonight, your Cougars are at home against Mount Vernon. We are 1-1 after a victory against Greensburg last week. With the win, Cooper Hinton carried the ball 16 times for 121 yards and 2 touchdowns, along with 2 receptions with 68 yards and a touchdown. And the freshman quarterback Draven Nolting improving from the week prior, completing 8 out of his 9 pass attempts and a touchdown, as well with 5 carries for 23 yards. Also, freshman back Kyson Nicholson with his first high school career touchdown and 10 rushing yards on the night. Your Cougars are looking to keep up the momentum from last week to get this Cougar team to 2-1 this week over the win to win against Mount Vernon. Girls volleyball tomorrow is looking to bounce back against the loss to New Pal yesterday with a score of 3-0. This week, the girls are heading to Westdale High School to go get the victory. Tomorrow morning at 9, the boys tennis is at home against Connorsville, Lawrence North, and Muncie Burris in the Cougar Robin tournament. Also tomorrow morning for cross country, both girls and boys are headed to Columbus North to face off against teams like Columbus North, New Albany, and Bloomington North in the Invitational. Now with the girls golf team, it's at home against New Pal and Morristown. And finally tomorrow evening, girls soccer is off to Lawrenceburg High School to bounce back after a loss to Pendleton last week. Now what do we have after that? We have.
Now for our next segment, we're going to go to some training Twitter news, starting off with the Cowboys-Eagles game last night,
Yes.
the NFL season opener. Eagles won that game 24-20, I believe.
Yes, that was correct.
Very defensive game. That game that got delayed due to lightning in the area. How do you feel about that game, Alex? Interesting game to start the season for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, interesting first play. On the kickoff, it was torn Achilles.
Got hurt, yeah.
And then right after, Jalen Carter spit Dak Prescott right in the face.
Yeah, right on the jersey.
What was he thinking? I mean, after reviewing it, people have seen that Dak Prescott did spit first, but wasn't. In his mind, it wasn't at him. It was just to sort of,
just towards the ground, but then he kind of gave him that nod. It was like,
So that took Jalen Carter out of the game. A huge defensive player for
probably one of their
Eagles.
best defensive players
But
on that team.
Even without Jalen Carter, they still took the victory. I mean, the Cowboys' big thing is they didn't have their star pass rusher.
No, they did not.
Micah Parsons, and they couldn't get to Jalen Hurts, who ended up rushing for multiple first downs and 2 touchdowns. He had what a night from Jalen Hurts, the Super Bowl MVP right there.
Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts?
Yes, sir.
So not tomorrow, but Sunday night, it'll be Chiefs-Bills in a Sunday night football game. How do you feel about that one?
Ravens-Bills.
Ravens-Bills.
That should be a good one. That was
That
a
should be a good
divisional rematch, divisional round rematch right there. And I got the Ravens taking that one.
You do?
Yes. I'm not a big Bills guy.
I don't know. Give me the Bills. I got Josh Allen.
No, I don't got Josh Allen.
I don't know. Josh Allen, he got a pretty big arm. Big arm, you know.
He does. But also tonight there is the Chiefs versus Chargers in Brazil at 8 o'clock. And hot take, I do have the Chargers winning this one.
Whoa.
Yep.
Why do you say that?
They picked Amarian Hampton in the first round. What a back from UNC, who behind Ashton Genty was probably the best running back in college football. He obviously wasn't on the same level as Ashton Genty, but he was excellent. And it wasn't just his O-line; it was just his ability to extend, to go across the field like as fast as he can. And he's a powerful back, and I think it's a great pickup from the Chargers in the draft. And sort of going on to also having Najee Harris, who will be playing on tonight, but he will not be the starting back. The Chargers have announced that Amarian Hampton will be the starting back. So I feel like they can carry that Chargers team, especially with Justin Herbert and Ladd McConkey, who's on my fantasy team. He's got ball out. I think they'll just have the victory over the Chiefs there.
So I mean, yeah, I think that's not a crazy thing to say once you kind of explain it, but so I just kind of backtrack a little bit back to the Eagles game. Jaylen Brown had 1 target for 1 reception for 8 yards.
A.J. Brown, yes.
Or he was basically kind of like the invisible man for that game.
He was.
Definitely interesting, from the offensive coordinators and the Jalen Hurts. I mean, so kind of makes you wonder, was he not open or was he just not getting the look as much as you think he would?
I definitely think it's with this new offensive coordinator. After losing Kellen Moore, who went to the Saints, and quarterback coach, who also went to the Saints, it's a different offense that they're going to have. It's definitely it looked like a run-heavy offense there. I mean, Devonta Smith, I also had in my fantasy lineup. Big mistake. He did not put up a lot of yards either. Honestly, I believe that Jahan Dotson was the one with the most yards from last night's game, and that really makes me think: should I keep Devonta Smith in my lineup? Probably not. We'll see about that. But I mean, I feel like A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, they're still great players. It's just the offense that is now running, that they're now running in. It's definitely going to be a lot more of a run-heavy team with Saquon Barkley, A.J. Dillon, and Will Shipley, and Jalen Hurts all in that backfield.
Definitely. So let's get a bit of some predictions here. So for the Monday night primetime game, first Monday night primetime game of the year, Vikings-Bears.
Yes.
Conference game to open the season, or divisional game to open the season.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that? Vikings-Bears. Bears are they're looking like Bears.
Give me the Vikings, man. Give me the Vikings. They built an excellent team in the offseason. They got Jonathan Allen from the Commanders, who is an amazing player. They got 2 Colts players for their offensive line with Ryan Kelly and Will Fries. Rest in peace here in Indianapolis. But
didn't have to bring that up, man.
That was really one of the biggest issues that the Vikings did have last year. Surprisingly, quarterback play wasn't their big one, with Sam Darnold absolutely balling out. But this year, the biggest question is quarterback, with J.J. McCarthy being, this is basically his rookie season. Will he be as good as people expect him to be? And I think he will. I think he will have some slip-ups. He's obviously, he's not the perfect prospect or anything. I do think he will have a good year and a good game, and I think they'll get the win over Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams in the Bears.
Interesting. Maybe a specific score prediction, perhaps, or just Vikings
I think
win?
it'll be a tighter game,
Tight
not like a blowout or anything. Because the Bears, obviously, they've built a lot more too. They also rebuilt their offensive line. That was their big thing last year with getting the interior of Joe Thuney, who is former Patriot. Rest in peace. He's a great player. They had him. The Chiefs had him at left tackle last year playoffs because of their terrible left tackle play. That just kind of shows the versatility of Joe Thuney right there. He's a great player. They also got Jonah Jackson from the Rams and Drew Dahlman from the Falcons to sort of complete that interior of the O-line, and hopefully Caleb Williams will have a better year than he did his rookie season. Not saying he had a bad rookie season. He definitely had a decent rookie season, but to go 5-12 with all that expectations, hopefully the expectations were sort of lifted off him a little bit, and he could improve from what he did last year. So I do have the Vikings over the Bears, though.
So we're going to have 2 more score predictions. Your favorite team? My favorite team?
Yes.
We'll start off with Colts Dolphins. What do we got? I got the Colts.
I got the Dolphins. Dolphins, unfortunately, I I'm not a big Dolphins guy, but I do have them over the Colts, mainly because Danny Dimes is starting. Daniel Jones, I'm not high on him. He's sort of you just kind of throw out there to maybe a little less than a game manager, to be honest.
Kind of just try and finish the game out when you're up by like 2 touchdowns.
Yes,
yeah,
he is. I feel like, honestly, he could surprise me. He could be good. I mean,
he could.
He did take the Giants to the playoffs a couple of years ago and won a playoff game.
So, a couple of years ago, though.
That was a couple of years ago. Injuries and many things have happened since then. But
Tommy DeVito happened since
Tommy
then.
DeVito, who is now
He's
on the Patriots.
Patriots.
Who is now on the Patriots.
Yeah.
He will not get that starting job, though, Drake May, for the win.
No, but I think the Dolphins' biggest question mark right now is Tyreek Hill.
Yes.
How well is he going to play? He's starting to get old, starting to get up there. And he's also, kind of been a controversy, I guess, with the Dolphins,
Honestly, the relationship with Tua and Tyreek, I mean, at the end of last year, Week 18, Tyreek went out and saying he wanted to be gone. He didn't want to be on the Dolphins anymore. And honestly, there was a lot of controversy around that, and he took that back. And sort of that trust with something, honestly, my coach talked about yesterday is trust, where you have to have trust in the people with you and trust that they want to be there, that they want to play, and right there. If he's came out and said, hey, I don't want to be here, but he's still going to be there, that trust is sort of broken, and that's hard to repair.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially when, you take it back, but then you kind of keep, being kind of posting like cryptic tweets and,
all that
Instagram stuff about it, it kind of makes that
honestly,
trust easy.
I don't think Tyreek is going to finish as a Dolphin this year. I feel like he might be traded within the Week 9 deadline there.
Yeah, maybe they'll trade to the Colts. I don't know.
I don't think about that.
Anyway.
I don't know about that.
Maybe next game prediction, we have Patriots, Raiders.
Yes.
I got the Raiders.
Why is that?
I feel like Ashton Jeanty, I think he's just going to hopefully have a pretty good game, I think he could.
Against that D-line?
Maybe.
With that O-line that they have? That D-line with Milton Williams, Christian Barmore, Harold Landry on the edge, Keon White on the other edge, or Enfrey Jennings.
It's like Ashton Jeanty said, you draft a guy that no one can tackle.
Milton Williams will tackle.
I don't know.
I'm telling you.
I don't know, dude.
This Patriots roster is definitely a big upgrade. I have the Patriots over the Raiders. Honestly, should be by 50 points, in my opinion. Raiders just lost to Amari Cooper.
They did. He's on my fantasy team.
Amari Cooper just retarded. Yes, was he actually?
Yeah, he's on my fantasy team for like a week.
You gotta cut him.
Yeah. Dakota traded him to me
That's
for I think it's like the Jaguars running back.
Yikes.
Not Travis Etienne, like one of their like rotators.
Yikes.
But well, I didn't know he was gonna retire. I thought I just heard Amari Cooper. I was like, oh, I remember him being good at some point.
I did have him last year.
I was like, oh, okay, I'll take him. I have like 7 running backs. I'll take him.
Well,
and then it's okay. I released him and then picked up someone. Yeah, someone to replace Amari Cooper. So
I mean, yeah, honestly, I honestly didn't think, especially since he joined the team much later, I didn't think he was going to be like a big threat there.
Yeah.
Maybe like a wide receiver 3 or come in and rotate, because he's got to learn that offense again. He was returning from his old team. But the retirement of Amari Cooper did feel kind of out of nowhere. Yeah. I mean, he says he didn't have the drive to play anymore. But do you think that's because he wasn't going to be the wide receiver 1, or is
maybe, with
Jacoby Myers there?
You kind of, lose kind of like that love for the game when you're not, getting that kind of same playing time you got in your prime. Mm-hmm. He's past his prime.
Last year he was on the Bills, and after being traded to the Bills, he had a terrible season, in my opinion. I had him on my fantasy. I expected him to do a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't do anything. It was rough.
Well, still a pretty good career for Amari Cooper there.
Yes.
So, congratulations to him.
Yes, congratulations.
Now, we are going to go to our third segment. This is going to be top 5 here. Top 5 teams to win the Super Bowl today is what we're going to talk about.
5 teams. This is a lot more than 5, but it's my top teams to win the Super Bowl. My Super Bowl contenders. This is the real contender or pretender, really.
You're right. It's top 6.
Yes. We got the Chiefs, obviously, because, honestly, it's Patrick Mahomes. You can't stop him. He's a guy. Except unless if you're the Eagles, which is my number 2. You can't stop Patrick Mahomes. That playoff, honestly, it was that entire Super Bowl. That was a rough watch.
Yeah.
Obviously I wanted the Eagles to win. I'm not a big Chiefs guy.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
Wanted something closer.
I wasn't rooting for that three-peat because, Tom Brady. He's
Tom Brady.
He's my guy. Then I have the Ravens, who are my Super Bowl winners for my prediction. And then after that, possible contenders, well, not possible, definitely, are the Bills. Josh Allen, he's too good. He carries that Bills team immensely, and they added a lot more wide receiver help. maybe not as in having a superstar, but they added much more wide receivers like Josh Palmer, Elijah Moore. They brought back Gabe Davis recently, and having still Khalil Shakir and Keon Coleman on that route, that's a lot of wide receivers, man. And honestly, I feel like the Bills, I feel like the AFC Championship will be Bills versus Ravens, and Ravens come out on top. For NFC again, I have the Rams. They honestly, adding Devontae Adams to that roster with Puka Nacua, beautiful move. I feel like they were a game away, or 2 games away, I guess, from the Super Bowl last year. They were a score away from beating the Eagles, who ended up winning the Super Bowl. That is crazy to me how good Matthew Stafford still plays at his age, and he's honestly that kind of guy. And I do have a little sneaky pick, as in the Broncos. They have boosted that defense up from last year, who was already great with Pat Surtain, the Defensive Player of the Year. In the draft, they added Jahad Barron? I think so, yeah. Yeah, Jahad Barron. I mean, he was from Texas. He was great. And then they added 49ers players, Tonoa Hufunga and Dre Greenlaw, who Dre, I feel like, will be not as good as he used to be after that ACL tear in the Super Bowl. But honestly, still a great player, both of them. And I feel like that defense could take them deep in the playoffs, if not to the Super Bowl. That's a little sneaky pick I got there.
Definitely. So for my top 5, not necessarily in order here, but I think all these teams are pretty even, so I don't think there's need for an order. But number 1, I got the Bengals. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, been an unstoppable duo ever since they were kind of reunited in the NFL. And then I think that the biggest question that with them is going to be their defense. Whether or not their defense can kind of like lock it in there. This is last year. Defense, Joe Burrow had almost an MVP season.
Yes.
But his defense, didn't do great. And the offensive line also, didn't do Joe Burrow a ton of favors. So I think the big thing this year is I'm looking to see from the Bengals is better offensive line play and then better defensive play. And then next, very similar list here we have, but I have the Chiefs, right? Mm-hmm. Like we said, Patrick Mahomes, he's a guy who you just kind of can't stop. It's really hard to stop Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, he's Hall of Fame.
He is. He's going to be a Hall of Fame.
Best of all time? No.
Maybe.
No.
It depends what he does in his time left.
I don't think he's winning another Super Bowl, in my opinion. I think he's done with that little dynasty that he had there, but
maybe. Travis Kelce is getting old.
He is. And this could be his last year.
It's good. Honestly. It's good. I mean, he's got married or engaged. Mm-hmm. One of those two.
He got engaged. I can't stop hearing about it on the news when I'm at my grandma's. It's obnoxious.
It is a lot. But, I think they're definitely a team to watch out for this year. And then the Ravens, Lamar Jackson, I mean, he can throw it. He can run it.
He has no excuse. I mean, this should be the year that Lamar wins. I mean, they added Jair Alexander, who is an all-pro corner, to that amazing defense already, and somehow was able to get Malachi Starks, safety, in the draft, and Mike Green, 2 of the top players in the draft. I don't know how Mike Green fell all the way to the 2nd round. It's mind-boggling to me. Ravens should win.
I think it's definitely fair. Ravens should win. Zay Flowers, Derrick Henry still on the Ravens squad. DeAndre Hopkins.
He's a little bit older.
Do they still have Mark Andrews?
Yes, they do.
So they still have Mark Andrews.
Isaiah Likely's more. He's
a little bit
injured.
Role, yeah.
No, he started the season out a little bit injured, not playing this first week. So, honestly, that could change up the Bills game there. Isaiah Likely being that sort of lookout guy that's like, you got Mark Andrews on one side and Isaiah Likely, you got to watch out for him. So
kind of cover both sides of the field there, stretch out that whatever defense you're playing. And the next team I have is the Eagles, right? We saw them on display last night. They're looking solid.
Do you really think, with that losing all those players on defense, that they can be that Super Bowl contender, that Super Bowl, go for that back-to-back victory?
I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a tall task, even if you do keep all your players, with teams like we talked about, Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, Rams, Bengals, a lot of really good teams, even teams that, are also really good, right? Lions, right? Who's not on either of our lists.
That's true, yes.
I think we just kind of forgot about the Lions.
Well, no, I don't think the Lions. I think the Lions.
I think losing both of their coordinators.
I think they're out of their Super Bowl.
Does them a lot of, it sets them back a lot, especially with losing Ben Johnson
and Aaron Glenn.
Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, he was Aaron Glenn being able to keep that defense together for the most part with all those injuries.
Yeah,
that's
impressive.
some great.
It's beyond impressive.
I'm a little scared that he's in the division here with the Patriots. I don't like that.
Yeah, but I mean,
But
I
it's-
think
it's the Jets, though.
losing your offensive and defensive coordinators definitely doesn't make your job easy. So, but obviously, Aiden Hutchinson will be coming back this year after a brutal leg injury.
Very true.
So,
do you think he'll be as good as he was last year?
I hope so, because he's really fun to watch when he's when he's pretty good. And then my last team before my sneaky pick is the Bills. Like we
Bills
talked,
sneaky.
I said before my sneaky
Oh,
pick.
okay.
Yeah. Josh Allen.
Yeah.
It's Josh Allen. He won it, didn't he win? Was it?
He did
Yeah,
win
he won
MVP,
MVP.
yes.
Yeah. Won MVP.
I think that was deserved. I know people thought Lamar Jackson was robbed. I do think I like the idea of MVP being the most valuable player for your team. Yes, Lamar Jackson had better stats throughout the entire season, way better, but he has that amazing roster to keep those stats up.
Oh yeah.
Really, Josh Allen, like I said,
Josh Allen had Amari Cooper.
Yeah, and that wasn't even his wide receiver one.
Yeah.
His wide receiver one is Khalil Shakir, who isn't a superstar.
Yeah.
I mean,
like he's not the worst guy in the league,
Mhm.
but he's not Jamar Chase. He's not Justin Jefferson. You know,
Yeah.
he's not one of the top guys in the league that's getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars.
and I mean, with the Ravens, they have Mark Andrews, who is that superstar guy. Zay Flowers kind of jumping up into that idea after his rookie season, not last year, but the season before. Lamar Jackson has those weapons now to sort of kind of take that lift off of MVP sort of type play. I mean, it is MVP type play, just
Oh yeah.
that idea of most valuable player on your team. So
I think MVP is kind of the one where like it doesn't matter who you have, you can rely on them to get the job done.
yes,
And then for my sneaky pick, I have. Oh, sorry about that. Oh wow, yeah, I don't know. I had something in my throat. I was trying to cough, but I have the Commanders.
oof.
I think the biggest thing with the Commanders that it comes down to is how good will Jaden Daniels be in his sophomore season. Can Jaden Daniels avoid the sophomore slump? Right. It's a tale as old as time. Right.
Yeah.
The sophomore slump. Everyone has one. Almost.
CJ Stroud was
Right?
hit by it rough last
You see it from pros to high school, right? Like everyone.
That's true.
You always see a sophomore slump.
I mean,
Right?
I
like
feel,
you talked about CJ Stroud.
I feel like the Commanders, I don't see them making. Well, I see them making the playoffs. I don't see them going to the Super Bowl or anything this
Yeah.
year. They did add Deebo Samuel, Laramie Tunsil to their O-line to keep Jaden Daniels from sort of having that slump, and they just paid Terry McLaurin. That was smart. I don't know why they didn't do that earlier. I mean, really, they should have. And honestly, just the Commanders kind of keeping that same roster that they had last year and adding to it. I feel like their biggest issue is their pass rush.
Yeah.
Their biggest pass rusher is 800-year-old Von Miller.
Yeah.
I feel like sometime during the season they need to acquire a big pass rusher. Honestly, I feel like they should have went for either Trey Hendrickson or Micah Parsons.
So that's not a big thing
I mean,
with
I doubt
Bengals,
they would trade for Micah Parsons since it's in the same division.
But still,
They need
gotta
that
try
big,
and go make those
yeah,
moves.
They need that big pass rusher right there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that is gonna be all the time we have for Let's Talk Sports today. I'm Jane Miles here with Alex Martin. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.